It is the 29th of March, and this is going to be called the How, What, and Why call. And before we get started, I'm going to put a few announcements out there so we got time for a lot more people that are calling in right now. First off, there is a new capture page available for people that want that. It is closed caption for the hearing impaired. My understanding is there's a group of at least 1,500 hearing impaired individuals coming in, and that was put together over the last week and a half. And there'll be an order page that goes out for that anybody that wants to look at that, I've got one. It's just a lot easier to follow through on the second video. Now, what happened with the call, the reason this call is happening, we've got a couple big announcements on the call about the next 2 months. We're going to have a contest. We're going to launch that. But this is going to be called the How, What, and Why call. So first off, the first thing I want to announce is we're putting a three-way list together, and this is overdue. And it's going to be called the Good Karma three-way list to really help everybody build your downline on your legacy tree. And that's something a lot of people don't think about, that everybody in the company goes in on that legacy tree. So essentially, once you're locked in, loaded on that legacy tree, and if you have 10 or more personals, you've already done that, then you want to help other people get over there on that legacy tree. So what I'm looking for is everyone, and this is basically leadership I'm asking for, that sponsored 10 or more personals. I want you on that three-way list. It's called the Good Karma three-way list. And really, you put out good karma. I've got 3 laws of success. Number 1 is massive action equals massive results. Number 2 is professional sort, amateur sell. Third law, and most important law of success, is create wealth in others. It always comes back to you 1,000-fold. So what better way to do it than really put your name out there and help the leaders that are thinking they just got to work with their own little tight-knit group and start working with the entire company, because everybody's going on that legacy tree, and we're all going to do very well over there. So anyone that wants to get on that list, and the only requirement is that you have 10 or more personals, you're going to email to me at freedom0444, freedom0444@gmail.com, and I want your name and your phone number and the times you're available, like if you're available only in the evening. And I want a list of at least 20 people to start with in the next 24 hours. So every leader on this call, you know I'm speaking to you from the heart, and we need you to be a servant leader. A true leader is a servant leader. Okay, so anyway, I was actually sleeping, and I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I never wake up at 5 a.m., and my eyes were wide awake, and thoughts were going through my head as far as what we need to do and train about on this call. And I didn't even know I was going to do the call at the time, but what went through my head, you call it premonition, you can call it words from above or whatever, but I'm going to launch right on this call. So first off, we're going to cover the how. Now, I trained last Friday night on a texting system that is working very well. Most people will not get on a phone call, and they won't call a prospect. The average person is just intimidated, and they don't want to get on the phone call and start dialing for dollars and calling prospects and all that. So what I found out, and I came across this actually from Nadine, and she's been kind of beating my head with it, going, gee, here's the statistics. 97% of the people will read their text messages, and 97% of people that get a voicemail do not listen to it. So it's the exact opposite. So what I decided to do is go ahead and try to prospect. I found out that I was getting so overwhelmed with calls, I didn't have any time left to do, to do live prospecting. So I thought, I'm going to try this out a little bit. And I came across a closing line that Sarah picked up on. I was doing a three-way for her, and right when I got done answering questions on the three-ways, what I do is answer questions, overcome objections, and then you got to ask for the sale. You have to ask for the money, and it goes like this: are you ready to start making money with us or with me? And that closing line, Sarah picked up on it, closed her person, and she called me back. She goes, oh my gosh, I wrote that down. That's just so awesome. That's just the greatest closing line. So I thought, as I was putting a text message together, I want 2 things to happen. Number 1, I want the person to believe that they know who I am. Okay, so when I put the text together, it was really simple as far as how you cover that. You say, this is, and your name. This is Dave Struckman, and I want to know if you want to make some money with me. Okay, so that's the basic premise of the first text. So this is Dave Struckman. I want to know if you want to make money with me. Call, and then they call your number that's hooked up to 800 link that's got Dr. Michelle Lay's recorded call on it. And then I say, call, and I put the number down, and it will keep you awake tonight. Then text me or call me. So if you open up the communication line by giving directions with the text, you must continue that. When they text you back, you text that person back, and they'll call you or text you, or you'll see they listen to the call. You can text them and ask for their email address so you can send 2 short videos, and you will either send the capture page or the send out page. Then you text right after you send that to them. I just sent you the videos, so please text me back after you watch a good time when we can talk. Then 3-way that person to a Good Karma 3-way leader. Make sure you text to the leader first so you know that they are ready for the 3-way. So what this is, it's a simple system that I don't talk to most people until they've gone through the call, and the Dr. Michelle Lay call. And by the way, when she put this call together, and she's upline of me and Sarah, and she called me, she goes, Dave, this call is so good, I'm batting 100% with it. I've got my life back. Normally I don't even need to do a 3-way. The call does everything. And I actually went and listened to that call twice. And I couldn't even believe it was so good as far as covering every aspect of the good life that I thought this one call does it all. And she was just right on the money. And she talked to me yesterday thinking she might record another one. I don't know how it can beat this one. So if you guys have not heard that call, I'm going to give you my number. You can test it. I won't pull your name up as a prospect. There's no place to leave your name and phone number at the end of it, but you can listen to it after this call. The number is 208-215-2132. So that's 208-215-2132. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, get your own number. It's with 800 link. You just go to 800link.com/Goodlife and make sure that it's $19.95, but once you get 3 people, it's free. And most people get 3 people their first week, so they don't have to worry about paying for it again. And you get two numbers. You want the 4-minute sizzle call, because that's what you're going to have on your business card, and I'll cover that in a little bit. You want that business card when you hand out the VIP $200 discount card in case the person starts asking questions like, what's in it for you? And then you have to say, well, when you save $200, I make $100. So with that said, they're going to start asking questions. Instead of you standing there and selling it, you give your business card out, and it's got and I call it a 3-minute sizzle call. And by the way, I want to recognize Nancy Howard and Carol Hudson. They're the ones that paid for that to get it put together, and I just found that out this morning because her and I talked about that. So it's an awesome MP3 that's downloaded to 800 link. It's there for you to use. The beauty of 800 link is that you capture everybody. So if I'm talking to you and I hand you a card, I don't know who you are, and you start asking questions, I pull a card out and I say, why don't you just grab your cell phone and punch this number in right now? They will do that, and then I say, then click send, and that way you got the number locked in. As soon as they do that, I go, great. I give the business card to them, and they don't even think about what they just did, but I just captured their number. So I know that they're serious, they're asking questions, so it gives me a good lead to follow up with. So I've covered the text messaging, and I got a couple phone calls this morning with people going, gee, I can't use these words. They're not mine. They're Dave's words. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I give you, everybody that can hear me, I give you those words. My gift to you, take ownership. That is now you saying that. The other call goes like this. Well, gee, I'm going to change this and change this and change this, and here's what I'm going to say to you guys. I don't know if there's anybody on the call, I don't believe there is, that's got more than 59 personals. Number 60 is coming in tomorrow morning. The last time I did a call, Friday afternoon, I had 56, but 2 came in on Friday. So in 5 days, I've had 5 people come in and actually gave a personal away yesterday. So if you've got more people, more personals than me coming in, I certainly want to do what you show me, and I'm all ears because I love to learn. So if not, you can listen to me and just go ahead and follow instructions and see how easy this is. So let's talk about what we're going to launch on April 1st, which is coming up in just a few days. We are launching a 2-month contest for everybody in the Good Life. I don't care whose team you're on. And here's the way it's going to work. It's called Run for the Ranks Marathon. Run for the Ranks, R-A-N-K-S. Run for the Ranks Marathon. And it's going to be recognition as the prize and becoming a team trainer. So what's going to happen is we're going to look for the top 15 producers in the month of April and the top 15 producers in the month of May. And they could be the same person, okay? What we're going to do is bring out these leaders. We're putting a website. My webmaster is going to build a website that has your picture, your testimony on it, and everybody in Good Life will know that you are one of the team trainers because you set the mark. You're one of the top 15 producers on this entire team, which is everybody. So with that said, I'm excited about launching this. It starts April 1st. Keep track. I'm going to want a little bit of proof, like maybe your upline or you at least naming off everybody that came in. They do not have to be platinum IBOs. They can be gold IBOs, but silvers, no way. Okay, so gold and platinum IBOs, because that gets you guys on the legacy tree once they come in, and it's going to be called Run for the Ranks. We'll give out more news on this on the newsletter. For people that are getting the newsletter and that keep on sending over their emails to me, and I keep on re-adding you to the list, and you got 2 or 3 entries into the getting the newsletter, all you have to do is check promotion, spam, or trash, and you will see there's a whole lot of Good Life newsletters there because they have links, so they shoot over to your promotions. In fact, Sarah just said she couldn't find hers, and it showed up in promotions. So before you send me your email to get added to the Good Life newsletter, please double check those 3 places: promotions, trash, and spam, and to make sure that they haven't been coming to you already. If they haven't and you want to get on the newsletter, Good Life newsletter list, go ahead and just email me, and I will be happy to add you. So let's talk about the special website. It's going to go up. It's going to be there for all of us to see, and it's going to have your photos. It's going to have your great testimony, and it's going to list you as a top leader, that you've cruised into the top 15. I don't know what it's going to take. It might take 10 or 15 or 20 personal sales. But this is why it's so critical to have personal sales. I gave a personal away yesterday because it was the right thing to do. It was that person's person from another company. I found out, and I said, okay, go sign up with this other person. So that was a good thing to do. And I've given away 5 people total. I'd be at 65 right now if I wanted to give 5 people away. But my daughter's one of the people I gave to, and I'm not going to argue with my daughter. She's just too bossy. So I won't do that. So I gave away a few people. Here is the reason you do not want to give a lot of people away. And I'm going to take you guys on a little bit of a tour. I want everyone to get in front of the computer, and I want to walk you through the big picture. And what I'm going to cover here is I covered the how, which is texting. This means I'm asking for you guys to give me 2 weeks solid, not calling people on the phone, but just texting only, and following the simple system that's working so good. I had a brand new guy come in from Hawaii that brought in 4 platinum IBOs, 1 gold IBO in 6 days. And I can promise you it's working for everybody if you just consistently do maybe 2 hours of texting a day. And I had one guy going, hold on, I need leads. And I went, no. And this is Mike. I won't say his last name. I said, Mike, how many contacts do you have on your phone? He goes, what do you mean? I said, well, family, friends, former acquaintances, and other business, just total. Just give me a total, ballpark. He said 200, maybe 250. I said, if you text what I'm saying to text out to 250 people, you will probably have 20 personal sales. What is stopping you from getting out of your own way to do this? It's just your finger. Just you personalize it. If I'm sending one to Nadine, I put Nadine's name right there at the beginning of it. It's so easy. And then I got people that say, gee, I'm going to do this automated email system and a Google email, and it's very it doesn't look personal. You're keeping it personal because I say, this is Dave Struckman, and you think you know me. I've had people come in just off the 20-minute call, just off the 18-minute call. Didn't even need to see a video. It's crazy, crazy good. That's how I've got 60 personals. And by the way, if you get 60 personals, you're on your way to Diamond. I'm going to cover that right now. So Run for the Ranks Marathon. What does it mean, Run for the Ranks? I want you guys to all punch in Goodlife, all you members. I want you to go ahead and get in front of your computers and just stay with me on this because this is critical. This is what we call raising the bar, seeing the big picture, getting your blueprints ready by the end of this year for a brand new house. I want you to log in to your back office. I'm going to take my time and go slow. So get in front of your computer or get your phone out and go log in to Goodlife USA. And once you log in, I'm going to speak nice and slow like Papa Wayne. I call him Papa Wayne. Pastor Wayne told me, slow down, Dave. I used to talk fast too. Okay? So go scroll to the bottom of the page and click on Opportunity. And they just added this to the front login page. I think it's great. So you click on Opportunity, then grab the scroll bar on the right-hand side and go about maybe 3/4 of the way down. On the right-hand side, there it is, Ranks and Rewards. Do you see it? There's 5 hyperlinks on the right-hand side, about 3/4 of the way down. And I want everyone to click on Ranks and Rewards. So remember, you logged in to Goodlife USA. You scrolled all the way to the bottom of the page and clicked on Opportunity. And then you grabbed that scroll bar and pulled it down 3/4 of the way down and clicked on Ranks. Now let's look at that. If you guys are looking at what I'm looking at, I see Garnet, Tiger's Eye, Fire Opal, Sapphire. So I'm going to grab and scroll down to Sapphire because that's where the money starts. And I'm going to have you look at what the requirements are. This is what I call raising the bar. Anybody can make Sapphire. And they're going to start doing this as soon as the new website comes out and people start looking at this going, okay, how hard is this to do? You get a rank. All it takes is a monthly income of $3,000 plus. That's residual. Now look at it right there. You can see it, monthly income. Right below that, genealogy. 2 personal IBOs because your first 2, they don't count towards the shared teams. Your very first 2 personal IBOs do not count towards shared teams. And then you have to have 5 shared teams. Now what does that mean? Well, let's talk about this. I talked to Michelle Lay, I think day before yesterday, and she's got 24 personals, actually 26, and she's got 24 personals. She's got exactly half of that, 12 shared teams, because the odd number coming in, number 3 and 5, that becomes an inside or an outside shared team, and all outside shared teams, once they come out with the new website, are going to be inside shared teams. So we'll talk about inside shared teams only. Every odd person, so number 3, 5, 7, the one right after it is what is called your qualifier. That goes on that shared team with that person. So what does it take? How many people? So 5 shared teams, that's 10 people plus 2. That's 12 personals. That's nothing. That's easy. You guys would do that in the month of April, even if you don't try, if you start texting. Drop down to minimum commissionable value, which is CV, right? And you see 75,000 there. It's real simple. You just take $25 because off every membership, the commissionable value for a platinum IBO is $30, and it's $20 for a gold IBO, okay? So just go right between that, 25. You divide 25 into 75,000. You just divide 25 into it. What does that take? That takes about 3,000 people is what I saw. So 3,000 people. How hard is that to do if we're all texting? Can you do it in 90 days? I think you can do it easy in 90 days. Maybe 4 months. What if it takes 5 months? Okay? Look over to the right side. What are the prizes? Golf, tennis, boating, or hobby of your choice up to $3,000 or cash option available. Now that didn't whet my appetite too much. That's a start. And I believe I'll be way past that just with any effort at all. So I'm going to scroll down to the one that got my attention. Go down to number 7. This is where I want you guys to raise your own bar. This is what I want everyone that can hear my voice talking that's looking at this on the computer. It's called Diamond. They got a double diamond. They got a triple diamond. Let's look at the diamond. the beginning of the diamond rank. Monthly income. You got to be making 10,000 plus on residual. Is that going to be hard to do in this? Absolutely not. Genealogy. 2 personal IBOs and 25 shared teams. How many people is that? That's 52 people. I just told you guys I had 60. I'm past that already. I'm not even trying yet. So let's talk about minimum commissionable value, the CV. Now it gets a little bit tougher, okay? You're talking $25 a person. You divide that into 500,000, you got 20,000 people. Now that's going to take probably till September. That was until I talked to Carol Hudson this morning. She goes, Dave, you left something out. I said, what did I leave out? She goes, part of the commissionable value is the VIP hotel cards. They count towards that too. So I'm thinking, well, gee whiz, I didn't even really count that at all. So midsummer, all the cards start getting used up on that 2x20 social network, money tree number 2. Maybe only 10 to 13 or 14,000 will get me there quicker. So I said, well, I looked at the bonuses. Man, I like the way that big bus looks. You know, that motorhome, plane, helicopter, exotic automobile. But how about this? Up to $200,000 cash option available. I would say if you're a diamond by the end of the year, you better start putting a blueprint together for a brand new house. Oh, look below that. Leader Cash Awards. Equal share of 1% of all company CV split amongst all diamond IBOs, plus you earn 50% of your earlier bonuses. Click for more details. Okay, I want you guys to just close this out and close your eyes and think about you being a diamond. Why not? You're just going to start texting out to people. You don't do it at the sapphire and diamond like I think, I got to have that, I'm going to go get it. You do it you take off an elephant one bite at a time. So set your goal to be one of the top leaders. If not one of the top 15, maybe you make the top 25 or 30. Maybe you personally bring in 7 or 8 people or 10 people. But in the month of May, you're on a roll. You've gone through April, and you got it down. It's working good. And you bring in 15 personals, and you're on the board. Not the legacy tree, but you're on the board as far as being on a website. You're up there. I promise you, if you do this, you're on your way to being ranked because your people would duplicate what you do. If it's not duplicatable, it doesn't work. What I'm laying out here right now is so duplicatable and so easy, and it takes every excuse away. So I want you guys to raise your bar. Now here's the missing ingredient, and I need to cover this and cover this good. You've got how. You've got what. You've got to have a why. You got to have a why. Why? Okay? Now, we talked about, right now, we looked at the ranks. You're thinking, that's my why. That is not your why. That is the result of your why. Now, I shared this with Sarah and actually Nadine today, and I'm going to cover what my why is. And your why has got to be bigger than you. It's got to really limit you by looking in the mirror and saying, what is my reason? What is my why? The money is the end result, the diamond ranking, residual income. And here's my why. I work with my son. You know, I'm very close to my son. And his wife was 8 months pregnant. And I looked at her and the thought hit me. I looked at my son. I looked at my wife. And it hit me that if right now something happened to me, my mother passed away at 69. I'm 67. If something ever happened, I'm healthy, but you never know. If something happened to me, what kind of legacy could I leave where I don't have to look down from wherever I'm at, or look up, look down or up, and have to sit there and think, oh my gosh, they all had to get a job because I did not build a legacy for them. And then it hit me. I was in a company that really didn't have any residual. And it hit me hard. I was depressed for days. Then all of a sudden, because I prayed about it, all of a sudden, I got a phone call from a certain person that introduced the Good Life to me. And it hit me. The legacy tree, and I was thinking the word legacy, what I could leave my family, and all of a sudden I see legacy tree. Oh my gosh. My headlights went from low beam to high beam. I got it. So something happens to me, God forbid, I promise you, I'm going to build a legacy. I will work at one time hard, and I'll put in a year, but it's walk away. It's going to keep on getting bigger. This is the right company. This is the right time, and I believe we're all being blessed. Now, with that said, that's my why. So how do you get your why? It just takes a little video that I sent out in the newsletter by Simon Sinek. It's 5 minutes. I sent out a newsletter to over 800 people. Only about 40%, because I see the numbers, read that newsletter. This is one newsletter you want to read. You want to go down to the why. You want to click on Simon Sinek and watch how to find your why. It's a series of circles that cover what, how, and why is dead center. Because if you don't have your why in place, I don't care how easy this duplicatable system is, you're not going to make it. Not to diamond. Do you want to be diamonds? Double diamond? Triple diamond? Then I'm laying out the path for it. Goodlife is the vehicle. But you got to have your why. So I'm asking everybody to pull up that newsletter, check your trash and your promotions. If you don't have it, you can email me. I'll send you a copy of it. But it's that critical. I consider this call right here is going to be the game changer for all of us, but only if you decide to apply what you're listening to right now. And this is a lot of information, but it's really simple. I keep everything simple and duplicatable. If it isn't simple and duplicatable, it's not going to work. It will not fly. It will not continue. Okay? I talked to Michelle Lay about this. She was saying, gee, if we could just limit our three-ways and get our time back. I did that call, that 18-minute call. My three-ways have kind of dropped. I've got a little bit of my life back. Isn't that awesome? We have tools that you can still not just be on the phone all the time. I take three-ways all the time, 12 hours a day. I take three-ways at the gym. You can ask Dave and Carol. I'll take a three-way in the locker room and help close out 11 people. It's what I did last week. And all I did for closing people is answer questions, overcome obstacles. Can you guys do that? Look, if you sponsor 10 or more, you can do that. You're ready. Take the leap. Listen, become a member of the Good Karma Leaders Club and get on that three-way list. You going to help me out? You're going to help Nadine out? Sarah? I work her to death. I work Sarah to death. You're going to help Michelle Lay out? Amin, Carol Hudson, will all step up. You're going to be a leader here. This is your first step. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and just end the recording and open